Is having a boyfriend embarrassing now? Chat, is it embarrassing? Women, am I right? Dude, I remember when Vogue was just about, you know, woman's fashion and not this. If someone so much as says my boyfriend on social media, they're muted. Whoa, 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 what? What? Okay, so off the bat, we're already dealing with a femcel, I feel like. Is that the vibe you guys are getting? I'm getting that vibe for sure. What is going on, man? This is a woman who does not look at other women who are happy and in a relationship and like looks at them and like, ah, I want that. We can already deduce from the first like 10 words that the majority of this article is gonna be disingenuous, man. I'm so ready. She has a boyfriend. Unfollow. Vibe is getting insecurity. Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it. Like I said this before. I saw Tyler one with his girlfriend and their little babies, and I was like, oh, that's so cute. Oh my god. I'm not like a fucking hater. Like what the fuck? Okay. There's nothing I hate more than following someone for fun, only for their content to become my boyfriendified suddenly. Okay, strong start. This is probably because for so long, it felt like we were living in what one of my favorite substackers calls boyfriend land, a world where women's online identities centered around the lives of their partners, a situation rarely seen reserved. Women were rewarded for their ability to find and keep a man with elevated social status and praise. It became even more suffocating when this could be leveraged on social media for engagement, and if you were serious enough, financial gain. Guys, I don't think this person knows what they're talking about. Like, number one, I don't think that women make their entire social media presence about their boyfriend, like, hardly ever. It's not profitable. Like, let's dissect this honestly. I'm just gonna, like, give my honest take. You hate following someone for fun, so this implies, like, Twitter or Instagram or something, right? Like, this isn't Facebook. She's not talking about like, that, you know? You don't follow people on Facebook. They're just your friends or your family, right? So you're trying to say that women who have Twitter or Instagram will suddenly, as she said, suddenly, make their entire account based on their boyfriend, often for financial gain. So I'm thinking to myself, like, you think that women pivot their entire personality or their entire social media page around making it about their boyfriend over financial gain? That's retarded. This is retarded. Everyone knows that's not how it works, right? Like, women's value, especially on social media, is oftentimes heavily incentivized and centered around how good they look and their availability. Well, let's be completely honest with ourselves. We've seen this thousands of times, okay? You see it with idol culture. We've seen so many articles of like these idols that aren't allowed to have boyfriends, or like they have secret boyfriends or whatever, right? You see it with female streamers. We saw it with Nimi. Like, the second that she announced she's getting married, her viewership got cut in half. And, like, all of 4chan schizoed out and was, like, super upset with her. So, like, to imply that these women are doing it for financial gain is so disingenuous. And gaining something out of it from being positive about their boyfriend, like, completely delusional. You're just a hater. Like, unironically, you're just a fucking hater. You just hate them. Was that with Nyan and Doggo? Yeah, because that's just how it is. Your value as a woman is about your availability and being hot and attractive. The day Saba announces a boyfriend, the internet will blow up. Dude, no, I mean, jokes aside, I think that goes for everyone. Why they hate though? Because they're miserable. Like, I don't know how else to put it. I think it's because they're miserable. How However, more recently, there's been a pronounced shift in the way people showcase their relationships online. Far from fully hard-launching romantic partners, straight women are opting for subtler signs. A hand on a steering wheel, clinking glasses at a dinner table, or the back of someone's head. On the more confusing end, you have faces blurred out of wedding pictures or entirely professionally edited videos with the fiancé conveniently cropped out of all the shots. Women are obscuring their partner's face when they post, as if they want to erase the fact they exist without actually not posting them. There's so many things I want to say, but I just want to... I'll hear her out. So, what gives? Are people embarrassed by their boyfriends now, or is something more complicated going on? To me, it feels like the results of women wanting to straddle two worlds. One where they can receive social benefits of having a partner, but also not to appear so boyfriend obsessed that they come across as quite culturally loserish? Culturally loserish? What kind of fucking word is that? Are you implying being with someone is bad? This is some femcel shit, I'm not gonna lie. I quote, they want the prize and celebration of partnership, but understand the norminess of it. Did I just see the word norminess in a fucking Vogue article, the Normie Fashion magazine? Says Zoe, writer and activist. In other words, in an era of widespread heterofatalism, women don't want to be seen as all about their man, but they also want the clout that comes with being partnered. I need a second, dude. There's so much to unpack here. This is unironically retarded. What the fuck are these words? What even is heterofatalism? Good question. Let me explain. I want to start from the top. No, I'll explain what's likely is going on. There's two reasons. The first reason is because, like, a lot of women don't want to be blacklisted by all the other super libbed up friends that hate men and think they're trash. So they're trying to hide their relationship from them, right? The second reason is similar to the first reason I just stated. It's because, and this is more likely the reason you, like the author, might be seeing this. You are biased to looking at women on Twitter and Instagram, women that are invested into their like follower account and how much clout they have. They're clout demons. That comes with being a influencer, right? All of these women know that the majority of their followers are either retarded liberal women who hate men or men who want to fuck them. I know, crazy thought. So to both of these demographics, being public about your boyfriend or husband is a bad business decision, just like from a financial standpoint. That's why they're hiding it. They're not embarrassed. They're not portraying their life selectively because, you know, oh, I just don't want, I'm being private. It's like, that's not it at all. They're doing it selectively because they want the maximum financial and clout gain that you can get out of this. Like, are you kidding me? It's not because they're embarrassed. That's stupid. That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. Genuinely. But it's not all about image. When I did a call out on Instagram, oh Jesus Christ, oh my God. A call out on Instagram. Oh. Okay, all right, what? Call out on Instagram. Plenty of women told me that they were in fact superstitious. What? What? Superstitious? Oh, these women are like, the chakra alignment of the moon, and that you're a Sagittarius. They're like the moon witches or whatever, right? Some fear the evil eye, a belief that their happy relationships would spark a jealousy so strong in other people that it could end the relationship. What? Others were concerned about the relationship ending and then being stuck with the posts. I was in a relationship for 12 years and never once posted him or talk about him online. We broke up recently and I don't think I will ever post a man. Says Nikki 38? Oh my god. Even though I am a romantic, I still feel like men will embarrass you even 12 years in, so claiming them feels so lame. I'm actually shocked. I don't know what to say. I feel like it's totally normal for normal people to not post their relationship on Facebook or on Instagram or on Twitter. Anyway, I'm talking about normies, by the way. I'm not talking about like influencers, period. I think that's fine. I actually think that's on the normal side. I've actually seen people on Facebook who were like married and posting every day, and then behind closed doors they were like getting a divorce and like faking about how happy they are. I'm sure you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. I've seen that. But 12 years? Jesus Christ. What the fuck? I mean, again, half your problem right there. You're 38 whole ass years old. Lady, pack it up. Unk, you're chopped. And you don't have a husband nailed down yet? You're 30 fucking 8. You're still playing these games like you're 26? I'd be embarrassed too, at least in this specific case, you know? Maybe you not posting about your boyfriend of 12 years might be like considered a red flag or something. Like, if you're an influencer, I don't know, I think it's just kind of weird. Like, did you think about that? Did that ever cross your fucking mind? Like, gee, it sure is odd. You've been together for so long, but you can't even bring yourself to mention him publicly on your fucking Instagram. Like, not even one single post? She didn't till she broke up? It's so weird. How does this become a boyfriend equals failure? Yeah, I don't know. It's so strange. What a strange, like, series of thoughts that lead to this. But there was an overwhelming sense from single and partnered women alike that regardless of the relationship, being with a man was an almost guilty thing to do. What? In the Delusional Diaries podcast, very apt name, fronted by two New York-based influencers, Haley and Jazz, they discuss whether having a boyfriend is lame. Why does a boyfriend feel like... Why does having a boyfriend feel Republican? Read a top comment. Boyfriends are out of style. They won't come back in until they start acting right. Dude, if you said this about a chick, you'd probably make headlines. Read another with thousands of likes. This is exactly what we were talking about yesterday. Remember that? The TikTok comments? In essence, having a boyfriend typically takes hits on a woman's aura. Yes, because you're with someone. Your value to other men has plummeted because you're not on the market anymore. That's how it works, you fucking retard. Are you kidding me? When has dating become so political? I don't know. I've never thought this one time. Jesus Christ. Dating is Republican. What the fuck is wrong with you? Touch some grass. Funnily enough, both of these hosts have partners, which I often see online. Even partnered women will lament men and heterosexuality, partly in solidarity with other women, but also because it is now fundamentally uncool to be a boyfriend girl. I'm taking crazy pills. I'm taking crazy pills. I'm going crazy. Being single is Democrat. I don't think so. These people are insane. Does being single make you left leaning? What the fuck? Dude, this is called radical feminism. Like, the reason you feel that way is because there's like a massive demographic of swamp hags. This is statistical, by the way. I'm not making this up. There is a massive, huge demographic of swamp hags that have been indoctrinated into believing that men are at fault for all of their personal problems, and they're also that all that is also the societal problems being caused as well. They're also the fault of all these societal problems, rape culture, like anti-feminism, blah, blah, blah. It's all men's fault. Like, every single person. You could be the most liberal man, votes Democrat, and then these people will be like, I still fucking hate you. You know, you're still a man. You still have pee-pee. And it's like, what the fuck? What did I do? What the fuck? These are the people that believe in gender pay gap and like fucking toxic masculinity. They probably watched that adolescence Netflix TV show and wanted to be shown in school to kids that all boys, even the ones that don't even know what sex is yet because they're little kids, that they want to go out and rape someone. Because they're a man. That's what the show is about, by the way. And the reason having a boyfriend feels Republican, as quote, why does having a boyfriend feel Republican? Is because the majority of men are starting to lean right because of shit like this. They're moving right because you're pushing them away, you're moving the goalposts, everything's becoming a purity test, so it's hard for you to find a boyfriend that's not right-leaning because, shocker, I know, they don't like being demonized for things that literally aren't their fault in any way whatsoever. They were born a man, and now everything is their fault. That makes no fucking sense to me. Gay men are Republicans to these women too. That's crazy. But you get my point though. Like, they're pushing people away because they're so radicalized. It's not just in these women's imaginations. Delusional Diaries podcast, by the way. Audiences are icked out. I hate that word. I'm icked by the word icked, by the way. By seeing too much boyfriend content, myself included, it seems, as indicated by my liberal use of the mute button. Chat, when I see like cute manga panels or photos of like people holding hands, I yearn for that. I feel like this painting, for example, I know it was made probably in like the 1800s. I yearn for this. Does this not make you yearn? I feel like this is nice. I don't hate this painting, but these people, they get agitated by that. That's lewd and Republican. No, it's not. It's just a painting. Ah! I'm going crazy. When author and British Vogue contributor Stephanie whatever Hard launched her boyfriend on social media, she lost hundreds of followers. That's because there was probably a lot of men following her. I hate to break it to you. Even if we were still together, I wouldn't post them here. There's something cringy and embarrassing about constantly posting your partner these days, she tells me, adding that there is a part of me that would also feel guilty for sharing my partner constantly, especially when we know the dating landscape is really bad at the moment. I wouldn't want to be boastful. I mean, I guess, but like, I'd still, I don't know. It's just such a weird thing to do. Like, why is it cringy to have a boyfriend? People be parasocial? Yes, that I understand that. It has nothing to do with like being exciting or not, right? I can't help but think like, oh. Sophie Milner, a content creator, also experienced people unfollowing her when she shared a romantic relationship. This summer, a boy took me to Sicily. I posted about it on my subscriber section, and people replied saying things like, please don't get a boyfriend. Oh my god. She admits that her content perhaps becomes less exciting when she's in a relationship. Being single gives you this ultimate freedom to say. This is what I'm trying to say. These people don't understand that people unfollow them because they're not available anymore now. And that's not the reason that people say, oh, I think boyfriends are embarrassing. Nobody actually says that, except for like swamp hags. These hags that can't get boyfriends because they're so insufferable. It's men that unfollow them, and they're upset because their fantasy has been shattered. She's not exciting to them anymore. She admits their content perhaps becomes less exciting when she's in a relationship. Being single gives you this ultimate freedom to say and do what you want. It is absolutely not every woman, but I do notice that we can become more beige and watered down online in a relationship, myself included. Guys, I hate to break it to you, Asmongold literally got people hate farming him when he was dating that girl for a few months. The fucking Roach King isn't even allowed to be in a relationship without people getting mad, okay? Even the Roach King! Nobody wants to see anyone else get into happy relationships. Because ultimately, I think, hear me out, that we naturally, as human beings, crave companionship with someone that we love. Yet, nobody can find that companionship because the social contract that used to tie men and women together has now been flipped on its head. So now the majority of people are single, which is not how it used to be. And therefore the majority of people don't want to see happy relationship content on social media, thus making it unpopular. There's a lot of femcells, incels, whatever you want to fucking call it. And those people are the ones chronically online and will give you the most shit. Like, again, I had nothing against Asmon having a girlfriend. I thought it was cool. Whatever, be happy. If it makes you happy, I'm happy. I see Tectone posting his girlfriend too. I don't give a shit. But some people honestly get really, really, really mad. And I don't get it. But at the same time, I understand that there's a lot of miserable people out there and they don't want to be reminded of it. I think that's what's ultimately like going on here. For my conversations, one thing is certain, the script is shifting, yeah. Being partnered doesn't affirm your womanhood anymore. It is no longer considered an achievement, and if anything, it's become more of a flex to pronounce yourself single. As straight women, we're confronting something that every other sexuality has had to contend with, a politicization of our identity. Heterosexuality has long been purposefully undefinable. What? So it is harder for those within it and outside of it to critique. However, as our traditional roles begin to crumble, maybe we're being forced to reevaluate our blind allegiance to heterosexuality. What is this verbal diarrhea? What did I just read? Like, this is actually pure cope. What? What? Being partnered is no longer... doesn't affirm your womanhood anymore. It is no longer considered an achievement, and if anything, it's become more of a flex to pronounce yourself single. This is like, chat, I got the perfect analogy. This is like the salty diamond, hard stuck diamond League of Legends player saying challenger doesn't mean you're good anymore. And then because your challenger doesn't mean you're good anymore, I'm gonna quit the game because it doesn't matter. Like, yeah, man, you're just gonna quit being attracted to men, quit being heterosexual because you're mad that nobody wants to deal with you because you're an unlikable, insufferable fucking piece of crap. Like, what the fuck are you even saying? This is so delusional. I actually can't fucking process this. This is crazy. I would say AI, but ChatGPT isn't so retarded. No, this is actually what someone said. No, I genuinely don't understand this at all. The whole article reads as I'm not happy in relationships. I don't want you to be in one either. Yes, crabs in a bucket syndrome. Genuinely. This is the flip-flop from the being gay as a choice. It's crazy. What do you mean? Traditional roles begin to crumble, so we're forced to reevaluate our heterosexuality? What? That's so sad. Obviously, there's no shame in falling in love, but there's also no shame in trying and failing to find it, or not trying at all. Yeah, sometimes you gotta be happy with yourself before you find someone. And as long as we're openly rethinking and criticizing heteronormativity, having a boyfriend will remain a somewhat fragile and even contentious concept within public life. This is also happening alongside a wave of women reclaiming and romanticizing their single life. Where being single was once a cautionary tale, you'll end up a spinster with loads of cats. Who's gonna tell him? Who's gonna tell him that they're swamp hags? It is now becoming a desirable and coveted status. I disagree, but okay. Another nail in the coffin of a centuries-old heterosexual fairy tale that never really benefited women to begin with. I knew a teacher that was a spinster when I was in school. Like a full-blown spinster. Yeah. She's like, I could never find a man. She was friends with like one of my mom's friends, and my mom like would hear through like the grapevine about how she didn't like men and she couldn't find a man, and there was a man that was interested in her back in the 30s, and now she's like 50 or something. and nobody wants to be with her, and she's like, I just have a cat and I love him, and my mom was like, I could see why. Again, she was a nice enough woman, but like you could see what was going on, you know? Like you could understand what happened. My cursive teacher was, yes, this a hand on God over my heart. It's full-blown spinster. We had an absolute cunt of a teacher back in high school that calmed down significantly when she got married. My social studies teacher, who was really, really mean to like all the girls in the class for whatever reason, she got pregnant and got married, and she became a lot more tolerable. Hand to fucking God. She got pregnant. She was still teaching when she was like really, really like BDM in that. Like what is it? Like you were really pregnant. She was like, you know, about to give birth, close to it. And she was like kind of insufferable while she was pregnant, but when she got married, after she got pregnant, I was like, oh, I see how it is. Like all of a sudden we're okay with this. And again, I disagree. Like being single is now a coveted status. Like no, it's not. You want to know why? Being single takes zero effort. You just don't interact with anyone. This is like saying the default skin of your champion on League is a coveted skin. No, it's not, man. It's not coveted because everyone already has it. What's coveted is the skin or the relationship, right? Like the cosmetic. You know, on Fortnite, they have like coveted cosmetics that nobody else has, or like it's special to you, or you really like it, that you don't have because it takes effort to get, or you pay money for it. You don't have it by default. Like, I'm actually really happy I read this because it's like one of the most awful, train wreck, nonsensical, especially this part. One of the most nonsensical articles I've ever read. This entire thing is a self-report that you're like upset, that you're lonely and single, very likely over the age of 30, and your hormones are screaming at you that the clock is ticking and it's time to have babies, but no man loves you because you're an ideologically captured fucking retard that drinks too much Kool-Aid. And you've already done this song and dance of blaming men and not having any introspection and being like, maybe I should be less of a bitch, maybe people will like me more, or blaming anyone but yourself. So instead of being introspective and wondering, maybe you're the problem, looking inwardly towards yourself, maybe you start working out, maybe you're already hot and what you need to do is have therapy. But instead you decide to flip the table over and proclaim that you never actually cared at all. And then relationships are stupid and uncool, and everybody should be gay, and being single is actually a lot harder and more prestigious. Yep, okay, bro. Like, this is some fat cope. See you next season, bro. You'll get Challenger next time for sure. It's so cringe. So we can technically fix them? I don't know, man. Shantae Joseph. This is the only article they wrote? I wanted to see if they were what they looked like or how old they were. What does she look like? I don't know. Anyway, long story short, this is a pretty funny article, I'm not gonna lie. Ah, chat, you can't fix them. You can't fix them.